Hello everybody, welcome back to 9works TV from one of my favourite places on planet Earth, Paragon Porsche. Always such exquisite cars in the showroom here, so we're going to give a go at another one-take wonder. Fingers crossed it will go well, but as you well know by now, I reserve the right for things to go wrong. So the subject to today's video is this one, white 991.2 GT3. Which, yeah, the guys at Paragon have sold previously, so it's no stranger to the team here in the showroom. By pure coincidence and chance, the previous owner is a mutual friend who, I mean, not that it makes any difference to a potential buyer, but he's the kind of person you would buy a car from, as well as being a top dude, very fastidious, mechanically empathetic, and yeah, who very much loves these Porsche sports cars. So it's back in at Paragon, having been properly prepped as you would expect to the guys here, including, if I can find the date stamp on the tyres, there we go, new tyres on this 991.2 GT3, just had a major service including spark plugs. She is ready to go, she is absolutely ready to go. Why I like this and why I've pulled this up is because obviously this was the car where famous really for returning the GT3 back to a manual gearbox, or putting a manual gearbox back in the GT3 after Andres Preuninger for this car's predecessor in the 991.1 saying it would never happen. But Porsche still did PDK on these cars, and I think that PDK suits this engine, this Halo 4-litre naturally aspirated engine that is absolutely and rightly celebrated by Porsche fans. I think the PDK box suits it better. So we're going to have a quick skizz up the road really, just to explore that and possibly hammer the point home. This particular car, it screams motorsport. And again, if you think the other reason the 991.2 generation GT3 is so well known is because it introduced the Touring, which is, yeah, highly sought after and celebrated among enthusiasts, but you probably can't get one for 180 now, whereas this car is 125, and a complete different expression of GT3, and arguably it's kind of correct GT3 in being true to the model's Weissach motorsport roots. Finished in Carrara white, which is basically it's Porsche body in white, isn't it? Motorsport body in white. It's PDK, it's got the ceramics, so excellent stopping power, like basic interior without the extended leather, 918 bucket seats and cage behind. So it's as motorsport oriented and track day ready as you can get really, which really was, from inception in 1998 or 99 really, what the 911 GT3 was all about. So that's it by way of a walk around and giving you its kind of brief history. Let's go for a drive. This is the beauty of one take wonders, is I need to get these lovely glass doors open to the showroom. Cheers for that, George. That's very kind, my friend, very kind indeed. Thank you, yeah, will do. Absolutely will do. Have I closed that properly? I think I had, but we'll double check. So yeah, look, this is, it's funny, isn't it, really, how it goes, because for the reasons I've said, you know, this era of GT3 is significant for the fact that it went to 4 litres, it introduced the Touring version, and it put the Halo 6-speed manual gearbox back in. But to hammer the point home, this is really when Andres Preuninger and the team at Weissach sit around a table and say, well, how are we going to progress the GT3 genre? It's performance based where they look, and that's why, you know, this spec is possibly its truest to form. So this has front axle lift, which is raised currently, which I'm going to need to just tickle out of the Paragon showroom, which you can do yourself if you buy the car. Thanks, George, nice one, mate. I want to go left really, but there's a lot of people here, so I'll have to go right and do a U-turn. We'll leave the front axle lift up, which works up to 30 mile an hour and raises the front of the car, I think 30 mil from memory. Seeing over the cage, yeah, lovely. So PDK, which is 7-speed, is in normal mode currently, rather than putting in PDK Sport down here. This is before with the 992s, where you have the mode wheel off the steering wheel here. I actually think 991.2 is the best looking generation of GT3. I don't like the snorkel front end with the 992s, with that front vent. Just, to me, is jarring. I think this manages the perfect package in being, or the perfect balance really, of aggression, but also it's a pretty car to look at. Same with the back as well. Just not really a fan of that light bar that was introduced for 992. So this really is kind of quintessential, I would say. It looks like a 911. I still think it looks super fresh as well. At 9,000 RPM, at a time when other people in the automotive industry back in 2017 were starting to look towards hybridization, even like full electric cars. You know, the fact that Porsche was making high revving, highly emotive engines is honestly outrageous. And I think that's what these cars will always be renowned for, really. It's such like a feat of engineering that this sort of car, or this sort of engine, ended up in a road car. So look, engine's warmed up now, which we like. Other things we like about 991.2 is the setup ahead of me. I'm not overawed with tech, and I said this recently on a 718 video. It's absolutely true here. With 992, there was a lot more digitisation. I wouldn't even call it digital creep. It was very much digital slap in the face. Let's see if a 992 waves. Yeah, kudos to whoever that was. Yeah, so 992 screens for the dot one either side of the analog tacho. For the latest GT3, it's all screens ahead of me now, and a big 10.8 inch screen for the PCCM here, 7 point something smaller, not over roaring. Actual buttons as we press PDK Sport and head out of the 30. Already that corner just feels sublime. But yeah, I'm not overawed with tech. Wonderful. I think the architecture ahead of me as a driver with 991.2 is perfect. The 5 analog clocks that is iconic to the 911 and absolutely symbolic and part of the 911 DNA. 5 clocks, only one is digital, and yeah, certainly with this stalk you can flick through the different modes. It gives you like a torque reading, power output, your normal trip computer, tyre pressure monitoring, crucial for a track car in particular, G-force reading. We won't be using that today, that's going to be your privilege if you buy it. Alongside, yeah, they're just the analog clocks that I miss. I do miss. But then there are certain facets of tech really that kind of help this car, PDK being one of them. I do believe, as great as that 6-speed manual gearbox is, and in defence of what I said earlier, because it is a brilliant gearbox, but I just think with the ability of this engine to rev and the immediacy and way the revs are delivered, you need the clinical nature of PDK to get the very best of it. Sounds great. It needs to be respectful of the speed limit. Drop it down to 2. I'm just not going to get near the 9,000 RPM red line on the road. But then this is more oriented towards track. And I've seen these cars on track and the pace they carry is frightening. But crucially, and this is where kind of the Porsche GT3 story evolves over the years, is compared to the early cars, it's definitely an event at any speed in one of these. Steering wheel completely alive. Great punch of power from the back. Even on like change downs in PDK Sport, like you can really feel the change. And that transfer of power through the powertrain. Just amazing things, amazing things. And then we can bring it all the way back down, nice and chilled. You can hear me once again, on the off chance there's any gold uttered. beautiful. This car doesn't just talk to you, it sings a merry song. So look, I think we're going to wrap it up there, to be honest with you. These cars are fantastic. The manual gearbox is exquisite. The touring is great. You'll pay for those privileges handsomely with the touring, because especially in the UK, they're very rare, 40 odd made. But this is the GT3 in its kind of most pure, really, version, because these cars, a GT3 is a track car. It's a road legal track car. And this does a fantastic job, I think, of giving you amazing, outstanding performance while still being drivable and enjoyable and tractable on the public road. Doesn't carry the mechanical issues that the 991.1 does. Looks nicer than its successor in the 992.1. And I think, therefore, is great value at where they're at currently. Where will they go in the future? It remains to be seen, really. There'll always be a cachet as a car from the Andreas Poining era, because the guy's got to retire eventually, right? And yes, the 992s might be a bit more clinical and might push the envelope of performance slightly. But these, I think, as like the first GT3, non-RS, but GT3 to hit 500 horsepower and 4 litres of naturally aspirated horses, a wonderful place to be. So that's it. Hopefully I won't need to wax lyrical about this car anymore. Exquisitely prepared by Paragon with 12 months warranty, and as I said, big service done, including spark plugs, new tyres on it as well. Sold previously by them. It really is a great car. If you do end up buying this, massive congratulations. Thank you for watching this one take. Thank you for bearing with the unpolished bits as well, and we'll catch you again soon on another episode of Nightworks TV.